Okay, so today we're diving deep into Taghi Malavi, a prominent SEO expert in Iran.
Yeah.
He gave us a really, really in-depth look into his brand, and we're going to extract some key takeaways from it
Yeah.
to help
Yeah.
all of you understand what are his strengths,
Right.
what are some weaknesses,
Mhm.
and what's his potential for growth.
Absolutely.
And you know how we do things here on the deep dive. We
Yeah.
like to get into the details,
Yeah.
but we also like to do it really, really fast
A shortcut.
so you can get on with your day and hopefully implement some of the things that they're talking about.
Exactly.
So you gave us a ton of information on Taghi Malavi.
I did.
Let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
So first and foremost,
Yeah.
what is his expertise?
Well, you can tell right away that he is focused on SEO. Just the title he has everywhere is SEO expert.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel is professional free SEO training website, Taghi Malavi SEO.
Okay, so very clear on what he's offering. You know, there's no beating around the bush there.
No.
But it's not just the title, right?
Yeah.
He's also done a ton of work.
He has.
I mean, the
Yeah.
analysis that you gave us says over 1,000 successful SEO projects.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a huge portfolio.
Yeah, it suggests a really deep understanding of the Iranian market.
Of the Iranian market especially, yeah.
And the way that SEO has changed over time.
Exactly.
'Cause that's a long career.
Yeah, that's a lot of projects to have under your belt.
Yeah, it is.
And he's not just doing this solo, right?
No, he's not.
He has Intent Digital Marketing Agency.
Yes, founded back in 1392.
1392.
So 2013-ish, 2014.
Okay,
He founded that with Hadi Sharifi.
got it.
And it seems like they focus on, bringing website design, SEO, and that user experience together.
Yeah, so they're looking at the whole picture,
The whole picture.
not just one little element.
Exactly.
And it's interesting, they claim over 750 successful website design projects.
And over 1,500 hours of digital marketing consultation.
So they've been very, very busy.
Very busy.
That's a huge operation.
It is.
And what I found even more interesting is that he's not just involved with this one agency.
No.
He's also co-founded a content marketing platform and has established 20 news outlets and lifestyle websites.
Yes, that's right.
So he's got his fingers in a lot of different pies here.
Yeah, he really understands that whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
That content creation and media is a big part of SEO.
Yeah.
So he's got all of these things working together.
He's not just, an SEO guy who's siloed in this one little section.
Exactly.
And, that actually kind of leads into the next thing,
Okay.
which is that he has done consultancy for top websites in the country.
Yeah.
According to the analysis that you gave us.
Yeah, and over 70 news websites specifically.
So he's really, kind of an expert
It seems like
in this area.
that he's built up a good reputation.
Yeah.
That people trust him enough to consult on their big websites.
Yeah. I mean, 70, that's a lot of websites.
That is
Especially news websites.
right, because those need to be up to date and everything.
Yeah, they can't afford to, have any kind of slip-ups.
Exactly.
So that's really interesting.
He also has some advisory roles with major national news agencies.
Right, so it's not just one-off consultations.
No, it sounds like he's got some ongoing relationships.
Yeah, he's really, a fixture in that world.
It seems like it.
And then he's also collaborated with Etak Technology in Turkey.
That's right.
So he's going beyond just Iran as well.
A little bit of international reach there.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So what about his speaking and educational activities?
Yeah, so he's a big speaker at SEO and digital marketing events.
Okay.
He's also an instructor in some specialized courses and webinars.
So he's really, trying to educate the next generation.
Yeah, spreading that knowledge.
And some of the specific webinars that you pointed out were explosive growth of website traffic from Google.
Yeah, that's a very catchy title.
Yeah.
Very action-oriented,
Yeah.
focused on results. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he also participated in Summer Storm 1403
Okay.
with top content SEO and performance masters.
So he's rubbing shoulders with, some of the big names there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then on top of that, 2,000 hours of in-person SEO training.
That's a lot of hours.
That's just a lot of hours.
I mean, that really shows a commitment to teaching people.
Yeah, that's not just, putting together a couple slide decks.
Oh, that's really getting into the nitty-gritty of SEO.
Yeah, and it's not just theoretical stuff.
Right.
I mean, the analysis you gave us says he has access to the Google Search Console data of over 450 websites.
I mean, that's incredible.
So, I mean, that is, real-world data.
That's huge.
Yeah.
To be able to see how all these different websites are performing.
Yeah, and what's working, what's not working.
And to share those insights with people.
So, he's really kind of a thought leader in this space.
Yeah, very much so.
And he's also a connector.
Yeah.
Right? He's co-founded these events, Trend Time and CM Day. Yeah. Which brings people together.
Yeah.
Fosters discussion and networking.
Yeah, so he's really kind of, central to this Iranian digital marketing community.
It seems like it.
So we've talked about, kind of the highlights of his career.
Yeah, a very successful career.
Yeah, very successful.
A lot of experience, a lot of projects under his belt.
Yeah, so we've established, his expertise, his experience.
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur. He's involved in the community.
You got that media recognition and presence.
Yeah, he's got media recognition and presence.
Yeah.
But, what are some of the weaknesses that we identified in the analysis?
Yeah, so while he has a huge portfolio, and it's very clear that she's done a lot of work,
Yeah.
there isn't a lot of public information about specific client success stories.
Okay, so there's no real case studies.
No case studies, really, so it's hard to kind of see those results in action.
So, like, if I'm a potential client looking at his website, I can't really see, okay, this is what he did for this client.
Exactly.
This is what he did for that client.
Yeah.
This is the kind of success that I can expect.
Right, and maybe some testimonials from past clients
Exactly.
would be helpful.
Yeah, because, in a field like SEO, which is constantly changing,
Yeah.
you want to know that the person you're hiring is up to date.
Up to date and can deliver those results.
Exactly.
Another thing is that his brand differentiation isn't super clear.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So it's clear that he's an SEO expert, but what is it that makes him stand out?
Yeah. What makes him different from all the other SEO experts?
From all the other experts.
Especially in Iran.
Especially in Iran, yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs to really kind of think about,
Yeah.
what is his unique value proposition?
Okay.
What is it that he does differently or better than anyone else?
Okay, so he needs to kind of figure out what his niche is.
Yeah.
And then really shout it from the rooftops.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And then also the analysis mentioned that his content on his personal platforms is a little bit inconsistent.
Okay, so he's not posting regularly.
He's not posting regularly.
Or it's not really deep content.
Yeah, so he's not really establishing himself as a thought leader.
Got it.
Okay, as much as he could be.
Yeah, and then he has a very, very common last name in Iran.
Yes, Malavi.
So how do you stand out?
Yeah, how do you stand out when there's so many other people with the same name?
Yeah.
So he needs to kind of be proactive in managing his online presence.
Yeah, so that people don't get him confused with other Malavis.
Exactly.
Who are also, maybe in the same field.
Who might be doing something completely different.
Exactly, yeah.
And that could reflect badly on him.
Yeah, okay, so, and then the last thing that we talked about was...
Yeah, so while he does mention AI in 2025, he doesn't really seem to have a strong focus on those emerging trends.
Okay, so in SEO.
In SEO, yeah.
Which is constantly changing.
Constantly changing.
You need to be on the cutting edge.
You need to know what's coming next.
Yeah, and he's not really there yet.
It seems like he could be doing more to kind of showcase that he's on top of those trends.
Okay, so if we were to compare him to other Iranian SEO experts, what would you say are some of the things that he does better and some of the things that they do better?
So, we've already talked about his long track record.
Yeah.
And that huge volume of projects that he's worked on.
Nobody else can really compete with that.
Nobody can compete with that number.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to news websites.
Yeah.
And that practical hands-on training.
Yeah.
But other SEO experts might have more of those publicly available case studies and testimonials.
And they might have a more defined niche.
Yeah. They might be focused on a specific industry or a specific type of SEO.
Okay. So what would you recommend that Taghi Malavi do to, kind of address some of these weaknesses and really strengthen his brand?
Well, first and foremost, I think he needs to develop those case studies.
Yeah.
Really showcase those client success stories.
Yeah.
And then I think he needs to spend some time really clarifying that unique value proposition.
Yeah.
What is it that he does differently or better than anyone else?
Okay.
We talked about his expertise with news websites. Maybe that's something he can really lean into.
Yeah.
And then I think he needs to beef up that content on his personal platforms.
Okay.
Be more consistent with it.
Yeah.
Make sure it's really high quality.
Yeah.
Really establishing himself as a thought leader.
Okay.
And then he needs to be proactive about managing his name online.
Yeah.
So that people don't get him confused with other Malavias.
Okay, great. So it sounds like Taghi Malavi has a really strong foundation.
Yes.
He's got a lot of experience. He's done a lot of work. But there's a few things that he could do to really, solidify his brand.
Absolutely.
And make it even stronger.
And really stand out from the crowd.
So for you, the listener,
Yeah.
I want you to think about this. In a field like digital marketing, which is constantly changing,
Yeah.
how important is it for even those established experts
Yeah.
to continually be refining and communicating their unique value proposition?
I mean, it's crucial.
Yeah.
Because the landscape is always changing.
Yeah.
What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow.
Exactly.
So you need to constantly be learning and adapting.
And you got to let people know that you're doing that.
You got to show people that you're on top of those trends.
Exactly.
That you're the person to go to.
Yeah. And what about for you specifically in your field?
Yeah.
What aspect of showcasing your own expertise do you think is most critical?
I think for me, it's all about those case studies,
Yeah.
really showing people what I've done, the results that I've gotten, because that's what really builds trust.
Absolutely.
And credibility.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
Of course.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.